Alright, tonight I'm going to show y'all how to put on a slip float, how I do it. Now this, like I said, I try to say this in every one of my videos that I'm making. It's not the only way. It don't mean it's the right way. I mean, it's not any way. It may be my way. Now, I mean, it is my way. It's not necessarily the right way or the wrong way. Everybody's got their own way of doing stuff. But anyhow, what you want to do is put on this to rig up a slip float for catfish. Is you get you a slip bobber, 2 corkies. I use 2 corkies. Most people just use 1. I use 2. I'll explain why I use 2 and why I like using 2 during the video. You need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 medium beads, 1 little bitty bead, some stop knots. These are the rubber ones. These are the ones I prefer. They're a little harder to get on your line. A swivel and a hook. Okay, first thing you do is you grab your stop knots. Now these things, when they come out in the package, they ain't real tight wound, so and they'll come undone before they go on your line, because these fit your line tight, and I prefer them to fit it tight like that. So these right here are Eagle Claw brand stop knots. They work really good, I think. So just slide that up there, and then take your fingernails and just kind of push it in, and you'll feel it slide in like that. That's one on. And they come in red and black in the pack, so I like using 1 red and 1 black. You do it however you want to. And I use 2. Some people will just use 1. I use 2. You never know when you're out fishing and one of them comes apart or slides off or something other. If you got 2 on there, it seems to work a little better. Alright, so I got both of them on there. Slide them way down out of the way. Now, where you put them on there with a wire, and it did make a place in your line. You definitely want to get rid of that. You don't want no bad spots in your knots or your line or anything like that. So I just go and I cut that little access off. This line I'm using here, this is what I prefer. I've used a lot of different lines and tried a lot of different lines. It's Whisker Seeker 40-pound mono. I've reeled in a lot of fish with this. I mean, I've caught 40-pound fish, I've caught 50-pound fish, 55-pound fish, a lot of fish with this. I've never had no issues with this line. It is a great line. The only drawback that I got with this line is it seems like it has a lot of memory. But all in all, I mean, you know, you can't have everything perfect. It is a great line. I love the Whisker Seeker line. Alright, after I got my bobber stops on there, the first thing you want to do is get you a small bead. One that will not go over that's got a small enough hole that will not go over your bobber stops. That's a reason why you start out with a small bead. Put it on, slide it down. Put you a medium bead on. Then a corky. These little corkies right here, they're made out of the same stuff basically a floater is, I guess. I mean, it's not, they're just kind of, they're about nickel size and a ball. Put you a corky on. Put you another medium bead on. Put you another corky on. Alright, when you get that far, you have got your bobber stops, a small bead, a medium bead, a corky, a medium bead, a corky. Then you want 1 more medium bead before you put your float on. Then you can put your float on. Make sure you don't put this on upside down. What it looks like, of course, upside down. You got your bobber stops, your small bead, your medium bead, your corky, your medium bead, your corky, your medium bead, your bobber. Alright. Now then you want to put your sinker in. And on this particular slip float, I think it's a 10-inch float. We're going to use a 3/4. They seem to work the best on them. But what I do with it, I put another bead on first, right after your bobber. Put you another bead on there. Then put your sinker on. Then put you another bead. make sure it's laid somewhere where it won't slide off. Now I'm gonna make a leader. I make my own leaders. I prefer to make my own leaders. I've been using this tri-line. It's 50-pound test for a leader. The line I'm using is 40-pound test. It's Whisker Seekers. Now a lot of times what people do is they want to make their leaders shorter than their floater. And I was doing that for a long time. But it seems to work better, and it don't wrap no more to me as if you make it longer. So I've been making mine, like I said, everybody's got their own way. I've been making mine longer. I've been making mine 15 to 18 inches on the leader. And that seems to be working the best. And I'm gonna show you what I tie. What I tie is a polymer knot. It's what I like the best, the polymer knot. Alright, what you do is you double your line, give you plenty of room right there. Double your line, go through your swivel with the double part of your line. Just tie your regular overhand knot, but leave a little slack there so you can go back through this. Take your swivel back through that. Right there, hold your access and pull everything down tight. Sometimes you gotta use your teeth. That's what I do in here. Once you get that down tight, I have never had no problems with that knot coming out. Never, not once. That knot's there to stay. Tie it onto your line next. Leave your hook off because it's easier to tie it last. Same way, polymer knot. Double your line. Go through it with your swivel or whatever you're putting on, hook, whatever. If you do it in this order, you can do every one of them a polymer knot. Overhand knot. Run everything back through just like so. Once you get it back through there, pull everything down tight. Once you got it pulled down tight, it's good to go there. Make sure you pull both of them. And then the same way with the hook. Take your hook, double your line, run it through the eye, tie your overhand knot, just a simple old knot. Leave plenty of access so you can get the hook back through there. Take your hook back through your line, pull everything down tight. Everything. Both sides. Pull it down tight. Once you got that done, cut off your access. Make sure everything's good and tight though. Sure don't want to lose a fish because you didn't have a tight knot. Which, like I said, these knots have never failed me and I've caught plenty of fish with them. I think it's about time I sharpen my knife. Cut all your access off. Once you got all your access cut off, it's going to look like that. On down to the hook. Then you can move these bobber stops to set your depth however deep you want it, and the way your floater works is it just slides backwards and forth. It starts off like this when you throw it, and then when it goes in the water, it'll slide down and make your depth however it needs to be. Thank everybody for watching. Have a good one.